Greetings, gamers. Welcome to part 15 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 10 Radiant Dawn. And in today's episode, I'm going to be finishing off this chapter by defeating General Jarod. Go ahead and strike him with a bit of Thani.
General Jarod, your occupation army has caused untold suffering to the people of Daein. The time has come. You must atone for your deeds.
As if I should care one whit about that wretched worms I trample. Little bit of chip experience points for Micaiah. Pretty much all I'm doing this for because I'm going to be KOing him with the Black Knight. I see you're pretty impressed with yourself. Did you think the likes of you could be a worthy opponent for me? Know your place. Make your peace. This blow will be your end. How kind of you. Halder, why are you here? I'd rather fight beside my general than create a distraction with the other soldiers. You idiot! Who asked you to join me? General Jarod. You are a terror to work under. Even so, I've always sensed a kindred spirit in you. I will follow you and fight for you, to the very gates of the abyss. He was a good soldier. What now? Why don't you kill me? My sword is not made for killing those who will not raise their weapons. You've got to be kidding me.
Stop. Stop it, both of you. A man has died protecting you. Don't waste his sacrifice.
This is not the end.
No, it's not.
You would simply let him go?
He is not ours to judge. He belongs to the Apostle now. I suppose he must bury his fallen friend and pray before facing her. You have my thanks for saving me.
There is no need for thanks. Micaiah, are you safe? Micaiah, run!
Soth, it's okay. This knight just saved my life.
What? Micaiah, do you know who this is?
Everybody knows who he is, Soth. He is the Black Knight, one of the 4 riders under King Ashnard and the strongest swordsman.
Exactly. The scum that General Ike defeated in Nato's castle in Crimea 3 years ago. So how can he be here, now, alive? You are correct, Soth. Ike did defeat me in that battle. In a fashion. But as you can see, I managed to escape. What do you want? For Daein to rise its banner as a kingdom once again, I came here to protect those who are necessary for that dream.
So, General Jarod was here a moment ago. If the Black Knight hadn't stepped in, Jarod would have killed me.
What? But I don't see his corpse here, and that means he's still alive, isn't he?
Yes. There was another soldier who sacrificed his life protecting Jarod. I presume Jarod's burying him now. Oh no.
What is it?
I see a dark cloud. It's dimming the light of hope. By letting Jarod go, I may have allowed something terrible to happen.
You aren't sure?
So if I hadn't told you, but I haven't been feeling well lately. My mind feels foggy. Things I could always see clearly are now dim and vague. I may have committed us to an irreversible fate.
I shall aid you. No matter what Jarod may plot, I will prevent it. Micaiah and I don't need your help.
So, stop that. In King Ashnard's war, you served below General Ike, and you and the Black Knight were enemies. But now, you are comrades with the same goal, Daein's restoration. Listen to me. The Black Knight was Daein's strongest general. We need him.
And I am willing to serve.
Sir Knight, that you should come to us now is surely the will of the goddess. I thank you for your aid just now, and ask you to lend us your strength a while longer.
May my sword serve you well, Maiden of Dawn. I don't like this.
2,000 bonus experience points just for clearing the chapter. Hey, throw it my way. I'm more than happy to receive it.
A figure from Daein's past appears unexpectedly in the night. A figure thought to have perished in the Mad King's war. The blood-stained right hand of the king himself, the mysterious Black Knight. The Black Knight protects Micaiah against Jarod's cowardly surprise attack. However, Micaiah senses that Jarod has one last move to make. Deprived of his chance to capture Micaiah, Jarod abandons all notions of retreat or negotiation. Instead, he makes plans for revenge. He murders an emissary from his homeland of Benyon and reclaims control of Daein Keep. From within the keep, he launches a savage barrage of catapult fire, all but destroying the castle town. The momentary peace that arrived with the Benyon emissary shatters along with Nevasa's walls, and the people of the city see their kin and their capital crushed under a rain of stone. This treachery proves too much for them, and their grief explodes into rage. Micaiah and company have pitched camp on a nearby hillside. When this merciless attack begins, its brutality leaves them lost for words.
Endgame. Daein, arise. Nevasa, the Daein capital.
Benyon is attacking Nevasa. No, my parents live there. They're far too old and frail to defend themselves. My wife and kids are there, too. It's that heartless murderer, Jarod. He just wants us to suffer to the bitter end.
Prince Peleus, we have to do something. We must liberate Nevasa and save the people from this brutal attack.
Is there no end to your lunacy? The Apostle's envoy is nearly here. Why be rash when victory is so close?
People are dying, and Nevasa has already suffered more than enough. Do you really expect us not to lift up a finger to help?
If you will not help, we will go by ourselves. Again.
Wait, where are you going? You can't take the Lagoos and rush off on some harebrained mission again.
Can't I?
Of course not, you idiot girl. You've already been far too impulsive, acting without the prince's consent. And do you think I do not see what has happened? Your name has been raised to lavish heights among the Daein people. Your name. And yours alone. Why, even our own soldiers heap their praise on you like sugar on berries, sparing not a thought for their prince.
Oh.
That prince? He's a sham, a travesty, a clod of mud no amount of polishing could shine. The real jewel, whose radiance attracts the people like moths to flame, is you, priestess. And so I shall steal you and extinguish Daein's light of hope.
And then, even once their rightful king is crowned, the people will still await the approval of their precious priestess of dawn. Why, if we are not careful, some calculating wretches might decide they would rather see a priestess on the throne instead of a king. And once again this country will be torn apart, all because of your glory-hounding disregard for our prince's command.
Please, Izuka.
Come to think of it, perhaps our priestess has been planning this all along, pretending to help the prince, when in truth she seeks to wear the crown herself.
Stop your tongue, worm, or my knife will stop it for you. The only one who seems to be hungry for power here is you. That's enough. Izuka, Micaiah does not deserve any such attack on her character. She is pure and noble. And I am inadequate.
Have her actions poisoned your mind too, my prince?
Since we met, Micaiah has led every battle, even joining the soldiers on the battlefield. Not so with me. I cannot defend my people. How can our people not rally around her? They see her fighting, throwing her lot in with their own. They respect her. That said, things cannot remain as they are. Izuka is right to worry about my standing. I need to earn my people's respect.
Therefore I must take action. Soldiers of the Liberation Army, heed my... No. Hear my words. I am Peleus, true Prince of Daein.
Yes, we know who you are, my lord. We ought to do too by now.
And so...
Is he all right?
Prince. Sir Knight? And so, beloved friends and comrades dear, with thanks to you, our capital lies close. And if we do not act, if we turn back, the war still ends with us, the victors proud, and Daein's rule still falls back to our hands. And if we choose to fight and free this town, we may enrage the Empire once again. Thus Daein's fortune turns to sorrow swift. But while I speak, Navasa's hardship grows. Our brothers suffer, our sisters die, and I shall not. I cannot ignore this tragedy. No man can, and certainly no prince. I cannot look away when my people suffer. And so I ask you all, please, will you join me?
Long live the prince! Long live Prince Peleus!
Long live Daein! It's time to save our country!
Ah.
Black Knight was coming up there, and he meant some business. I kind of understand, even though I can't stand Azuka as who he is, I like his character in this game, and especially in this part, because of the fact that he finds himself in situations where he is even making very good points. Micaiah should not be whom the people adore. It should be the king. Well, the soon-to-be king. Definitely not Micaiah. Generals fighting in warfare have always had good praise, but they've never been lauded as being above the king. So it is very reasonable for him to have that kind of feeling towards Micaiah. Definitely reasonable. Info, Fiona.
Lady Micaiah, I'm sorry to bother you while you prepare for battle. May I have a word with you? Of course. What can I help you with? If my memory serves me correctly, you always use this type of tome, correct? Yes, that's right. Oh, I'm glad I remembered correctly then. Please take this. For me, are you sure? It's a token of appreciation for letting me and Murato join your army. We're lucky to have you, and thank you, I'll use this tome well. Listening to Prince Peleus' speech earlier, I'm certain that Daein will exist anew. It will be a greater and more unified country than ever before. I agree. So many things have happened along the way, but I'm glad to be here now. I feel happy and very proud. I feel the same way, and I'm sure all the soldiers of the Liberation Army do as well. Daein will soon be free, Lady Micaiah. Please lead us to victory. Yes, together we shall see victory.
And yes, you get another Thani. Now, you only get 2 in-game, but that is still 90 uses of the best light magic tome. She doesn't really need anything else. In fact, I'm not ever going to buy her anything else. She has that light tome on her,
which I will use up eventually, hopefully. But for the most part, I'm just going to spam Thani, because why not? Volug, how did you get this? From the ruins in the desert? Oh, you got it when we were there before? No? Then how? When? What? It's for me? Wait, Volug, did he go back to the desert just to get this? Yes, he did. Send a convoy. Support. You know, okay, so Edward and Nolan can finally reach max support. Laura and Aaron, yes, they need B support. I'm gonna try my hardest to bring Aaron in this particular chapter. Specifically because I would very much so adore the ability to get more support points on these two. I think B is fine. They don't need anything higher than B, but I'm not necessarily going to chance that. Now, let's see. Skills. Lots of things to do. A lot of things to do. I was considering potentially giving pass on Soth, but I don't think that that's necessarily a good idea. There is a lot of things I have to take care of, and being honest, it's going to take me quite a while, so I'm going to make a cut here and manage the rest of my convoy. I'll be right back. I am back and ready for action. First, though, I wanted to show what I'm doing here. So, Ileana is not going to be taking part in this chapter, partly due to the fact that she cannot possibly have any of her Thunder Tomes on her with the stuff I'm sending over to the party in particular. So, Pass and Celerity are going to that party. They are not going to be sold, but everything else you see here is going to be sold. The Ashira Icon, the Shriek, the Howl, the Blue Gem, and Red Gem. So all in all together, that's 4,000 for the Ashira Icon, 1,500 for the Shriek, 1,500 for the Howl, 2,500 for the Red Gem, and 5,000 for the Blue Gem. That's going to make a pretty good, clean profit for the other party in particular. I strongly recommend you do this. Do not sell these items. Keep them for your party. Now, you don't necessarily have to send over the Pass and Celerity, but I do because of what that party needs. A lot more of the Dawn Brigade's parties in the mid-game, when we have access to them again, are defending more than they are going on an attack. And because of that, they don't really need movement abilities like Pass and Celerity, whereas the third party definitely does. It's very funny to me that this game breaks the game up in such a way. I love that Fire Emblem does this, and it does it throughout most of the series, where the only way you can get information like this is if you go through and play the game multiple times, which I do. I thoroughly enjoy. Very well, my prince. We are at your service. My army is arrayed and waiting. Be well, and no overly heroic risks, please. Company, at attention. Our objective is to save the town and take the keep. Now, move out. I'd have a hard time taking a little girl seriously who's telling me, company, at attention. Oh, yeah. Daein keep.
The rebels are on the move. And a good thing, too. What is more honorable than a death fraught with purpose?
I wonder where Jarod is.
Listen up, all of you. This is our last chance to die as we've lived, as proud soldiers of the Empire. If we survive this fight, imprisonment and a hushed-up execution await us. If we run from this fight, dishonor and pursuit will dog our miserable days. So I say, Let's give those Daein curs a fight to remember, and let the glory of our deaths light our way. We've lived as proud soldiers of the Empire. Let us die as proud soldiers of the Empire. Now go.
That shout. That's Jarod. For Daein's sake, this time I swear I will put an end to him. Alright, choose units. Of course I'm going to bring Black Knight. Just a good idea. Moram and Vika, no. I might actually very well need Tormod. Aaron, for the sake of it. Zhark. Definitely want to bring Nyla, though. Is Volug? Yes, he is. He is required in this. So, man, I kind of want to just throw away this idea of Aaron and Laura right now. And that's unfortunately what I'm going to have to do. Now, Jill is somebody I do want to train for the Dawn Brigade forces. So I also think I have to remove someone from there as well. Potentially Tormod, but the problem is he's one of my best damage dealers. This is quite the conundrum. Leonardo is probably my weakest link, but the reason why he's my weakest link is because I A, early promoted him, and B, he's not really seen much experience points gain in quite a little while. So I think it's for the best to keep him in the party right now. So, Zhark, it looks like you're going to be benched, and Jill is going to come with us. Now, of course, Jill is going to suffer the -2 movement penalty. I don't really care about that, but it's whatever. Nyla. Alright. I think this is mostly good here. Actually, I think I'd prefer him to be there. I'm going to have quite the difficult task ahead of me. Now, if I was Jarod and these soldiers particularly, who are going to be abandoned by their own empire, everything is not really going exactly according to plan, I don't think I would be bothering to continue this nonsense. I would abandon this whole issue, because why die for something stupid? I am going to be dancing first turn. Let's see, Raphael has 5 movement, so... right here is pretty good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could dance for 4 units that will be right here. What are those units going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... That can't work there. Do have to make sure that I'm going to be dancing for the correct units where, you know. The Black Knight, I kind of want to send him up the right path because he is super slow going up these areas. The only problem is with that is that there's not really a better unit to KO these guys from a disadvantage under the ledge. So I think, for sake of my sanity, I think the Black Knight is going to definitely be one of the people I send upward. You have to be very careful of where you place Raphael too, because he's going to suffer some incursions. Nyla, definitely sending her right as well. With Volug. I think Nyla and Volug should go right for sure. Would be nice to have them open up some chests. I wonder if there's any door or chest keys in here. Yes, there is one, so that's nice. I'll get that with Nyla, hopefully. Open up some chests. Interesting thing is, though, is that I believe you want to take all the items off of Nyla this chapter as well, so be careful on that one. I think I am ready. All right. Let us begin the fight. So yes, that is perfect. I can put the Black Knight here. Now, yes, this is an endgame of part 1. I fully am well aware that I'm going to be turning animations back off. That was actually kind of a bit of a fluke that I hadn't done that already. Shift. Well, at least she's doubling. Very nice. Well, it would have been very nice to have Micaiah go up there and attack that guy. I could still do that, actually. And I am going to do that. Or am I? Alright, so I guess Nolan can go here. I'm going to Gulger for all 4 of these units. And then away we go. Alright, Nyla, take him out. Nice. Of course, Volug is going to go and assist Nyla. See, now that's actually super terrible. Means I have to KO this guy with the Black Knight. That's not at all what I wanted there. Oh well. Wow. That big of a disparity there, huh? 62 avoid on a regular old steel bow archer. Intriguing, to say the least. Alright, so I guess Nolan can go up this way. Assist with them. Whereas I'm not quite sure what to do with Tormod here. I guess just move him back here, because what else am I going to do? Laura is going to go and shove Micaiah, so that Micaiah can actually take out you. Question, does she get doubled? No. This guy can come down there, though. I'm not so sure that's a good idea, actually. 7 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, that's... Well, I can try it. Not really losing out on anything if I die the first turn. Come on, Micaiah. You can do way better than that. And that is my turn. Kind of strange that he went for Nolan, but hey, I'm not going to complain about that. That's actually super great for me, because that means that I don't have to worry about him going for Edward. Oh my gosh, Edward would have died. He actually would have died. Yes. Enemy thieves. They will absolutely steal these chests here. Let's see. Hammer, 40 damage, but am I going to hit here? Wow, his hit is abysmal. Yeah, I think this requires Nyla. I'm not about to bet on a 40 hit or a 50 hit. Luckily, I can reach one of you. Not exactly KOing, but... I'll bring Nolan up to take up the rear position. I'm going to have to trade that concoction off of you. Use the vulnerary. Now, I could dance. Don't know that that's going to help too much. Well, I can dance right here, so I can only get 2 units. I have an idea. It's kind of a bit of a risky idea, though. Alright, Wind Edge, use the Vulnerary. Nice that they actually heal a decent amount in this game. You can go behind there. Dance for both of you. Yeah, I don't really care for this. Okay, yeah, that's definitely not working. Well, I had hopes, but if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. The thrower, I mean, I have a chance, but not a great... Oh, well, I mean, it worked. It worked. So that's good. That's good, because that was kind of a bit of a hairy situation. The Black Knight take you out. Man, that was kind of rough. I was thinking about, oh, what happens if, you know, a magic unit comes in and attacks Jill, but then also a bow unit comes in and attacks Jill. Just wasn't all looking that great. Ooh. Is that a fire mage? Okay, well, he's attacking Jill, so... At least she doubled. And yes, you get a lot of reinforcements to the rear. There is a way to combat them, and it's a very easy way, because they're all ranged attackers. That is not something I can do this turn. Luckily, I can do it probably the turn after. But you just have to get all of your units up to this ledge, and have ranged units attack these guys while they're attacking upward. It's a good idea. It doesn't always pan out that way, though. Unfortunately, this is about the time that I call it quits. I do want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe depending on your platform. And while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.